Hey, what is up? Welcome to the second stream of the day. This one's a little bit more. I'm a little bit more intense for this one, but the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room tonight for a live blind Scotch challenge. As you can see, I'm wearing my Aqvavitae shirt from Roy. So what is happening tonight is, and I'll bring on my guests in a little bit. So Mike Porter, also known as Sunday Evening Scotch, on the forums and in the chat. I reached out to him because he had done a couple of blinds with Scotch for Dummies with those guys, and I really liked how he set it up. So I asked him to, hey man, train me. So help me out because Roy is in the midst of sending me his blind challenge that we're going to be doing, and you know, I just, with all the different types of scotches that are out there, I seem to kind of have selected my, select grouping that I really love and don't normally venture too far out of that comfort zone. So I needed to do some blinds like this to get myself ready for that blind challenge. So that is what's poured in the glass tonight. Also, I want to thank everyone for hanging out for the interview with Jackie Zykin from Old Forester. I'm still on freaking cloud 9 from that interview. It was so freaking amazing. And like, even when we signed off, we were still chatting a little bit. She was amazing and just so personable. And if there's like a true rock star in the whiskey game right now, then she is it. So with that, I want to bring on my guest right now. This is Sunday Evening Scotch. Welcome to
everybody.
How you doing, Mike? How you doing, Mike?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on. This is a lot of fun to put together for you.
That's awesome. Let me pull up the chat here and start saying hi to some people. We have Jamie Williams, Mark JG, Trev Wilson, of course, Ryan Tarpey, the Bourbon Buddies in the pregame, Jason Coates, my doppelganger. How you doing, man? Let's see. Wheels is in the house. What's up, buddy? Zeb Taylor's here. Rebecca Page. Barn Doors here. D-Man, what's up, man? Let's see. Richie Z in the house, as always. Zeb Taylor. Let's see. I think I said Ryan Tarpey. King Jack Brothers of the Dram. Thanks for coming up. Also a new Patreon. Thank you for joining, man. Appreciate it. Dustin D.H. Silv, who gave me his own little blind tasting over the weekend, which was a lot of fun. So that kind of prepped me for this. So thanks for that, Dustin. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Who else we got? Tim Gargis, James Taylor's here, Scott Perez, Monroe Doctrine, George Kaplan, Karen B. Ford. Thank you so much for coming in. And more people are coming in. I will be chatting with you as I kind of move through the blind. But thank you so much. Mike Myers already saying that C is definitely a Chablis, A is apple juice. Nailed it.
Hey, keep the spoilers out of the chat, Mike.
So this is what's going to happen tonight. So he has sent me 4 adorable kitty cat envelopes.
Do you like those?
I do like these.
We were out of regular envelopes, and those are left over from one of my 4-year-old daughter's birthday party thank you cards. So I thought they were perfect.
So first kitty cat. So he also was not kind enough to provide the stickers. So that's what's on the front here. So from let's see, from your left, so it'd be A, B, C, D, E. And you ready to get this started, man?
Do it, buddy.
All right, first envelope. Here we go. Whiskey blind challenge for Jason C. The Mash and Drum. Place the colored stickers on your glasses. Check. First up, nose each one, then taste and jot down any notes on the back of the sheet or a notepad. Feel free to add a bit of water if you like. Some are higher ABV than others, but all presented as they are bottled. How would you rank them from favorite to least favorite? All right, so that's the fun part, is tasting them and ranking them. So let's do that first. Hey, Cool Running just came back. What's up, man? Thanks for coming back in. Hey, what's up? All right, let's start with letter A here. A is very light on the nose. A little bit of light toast. honey. Getting a little bit of a lemon on there too. It's kind of nice. Sunday Evening Scotch. He says he's drinking Saffel. Nice, man.
I say,
yeah, that actually is just starting to hit Ohio. So as soon as more come in, that's what I'm gonna grab.
really, I need a road trip. It's all gone here.
Yeah, they were just starting to get it. So hopefully soon. I had finished my bottle, so now I'm looking for more. All right, let me go for a sip of this one. Cheers. Wow. It's a little salty on the palate, but I'm also getting a peach note, which is kind of nice. Nose was light. When I say toast, some honey. Yeah, there's like a peachiness on the palate. I really like it. Man, this is what screws me up is sometimes like peated stuff or unpeated stuff, but like a really good barley note might taste peated. I think the proof on this is pretty substantial too. It's actually coming through with a good finish. All right, that's the first one. Mike Snook sounds like Woodinville. So if you guys want, hey, Rare Bird 101's in the house. Speak of the devil. We were talking about some turkey. So Sunday Evening Scotch, dropped the link in the chat to actually you guys could see what I'm actually sipping on to see if I'm completely wrong or if you guys can be a little bit ahead of me. So A seems like it's the lightest one. Yeah, it smells good though. There's a little bit of a salty note on there too. All right, so B might be the darkest one out of all of them. Well, it's pretty close with D and E. Let's go to B. Oh. All right. B smells amazing. Thanks, Nick Foles. I appreciate it, man. Ooh, I'm getting some really rich fruit notes on B. I would think this has some heavy sherry content on this one. Man. Thanks, Any Drinkos. I appreciate that. Man, some baking spices on that one. A little bit of some caramel, some cinnamon. Man, a little bit of jam, like some like a raspberry jam on the nose. Man, I like that one a lot. Let's try it. Well, I just had some water. I was going to say it's not as rich on the palate as I was getting on the nose, but I did have some water. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, second sip was a little better. It's definitely rich. Slight hint of pepper back there. Very fruity, though. That's kind of a fruit bomb, man. And Mike, you let me know if I'm, if I'm in the vicinity or if you agree with any of my notes here.
I'm just trying to maintain my poker face here. I don't want to give you a clue either way, either whether you're right or if you're way off. Or
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, no spoilers. So if you guys want, on the bottom of the screen there, you could find Sunday Evening Scotch on Instagram. Definitely give him a follow. Does some good posts. Tom R is in the house. Says, Jason, when you are done, you need to pick the pizza toppings for each sample. Let's see, fruity, sherry. I'm thinking sherry on that one, and this was definitely fruity.
Yeah, that was a really good conversation with Jackie earlier.
Yeah, I mean, she is. I told you, it kind of threw me for a loop, and she's like, "Hey, let me ask you some questions. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And the fact that she's like kind of asking the audience, like, hey, what do you guys want to see from Old Forester? I thought that was kind of amazing. And I think that's why Old Forester is doing some great things. And, in the world of bourbon and whiskey right now, they're listening to their consumers and their customers. She had a little bit of a coy smile when we talked a little bit about the barrel proof rye and even the wheated bourbon. That could be a thing. So
It'd be nice.
I don't know. We'll see.
I love Old Forester. The only bottle I have from them right now in my cabinet is Statesman, which is good. It's a solid bottle. But I need to grab some more 1920 soon.
Yeah, or she called it Old Foe. Yep, Old Foe. Let me go to the chat here. Yeah, there it is. Or she called it Old Foe. Hey, Ed from Rock Up Reviews in the house. What's up, Ed? Thanks for coming in, man. If anyone has not seen it yet, you need to go after this stream, or even now, you could double screen it, immediately watch his latest video on Booker's Granny's Batch. One of the best reviews I've ever seen for a Booker's. Okay, let's go to C here. C is also really light. Getting a slight hint of maybe some smoke in there. I don't know if that's peated, though. That could just be a good barley note, a good toast note. Honey, definitely some citrus. Might be a salty character there, too. Let me try it on the palate. Here we go. Oh, no, not at all. That is really light. Really light, both the nose and the palate. That's just like some mild toast with a little bit of butter and honey on it. Maybe a slight, like the slightest hint of nutmeg there. A little bit of vanilla too, some bright vanillas. It's actually not terrible, but there could be some smoke in there, but it's really light. Really, really light smoke, maybe. It's already screwing with my head, Mike.
Good. Well, and one thing I always say in blind flights too is, something's got to come in last, even if they're all, pretty good, not terrible to great.
Yeah.
Something's got to be your number 5.
Yeah. So far for the first 3, B really stood out as the flavor bomb. A was kind of in the middle, and C has been the lightest. And I'm just talking about from a strict flavor profile, not diving too deep. Patrick Fulmer's in the house. He says, "My glass is empty. What do you guys recommend?" I don't know, man. Go for something. I don't know. Pour some Old Forester 1920. I don't know if you were earlier, but we're talking about Old Forester a little bit, so why not?
Great call.
Or make a 1915. Blend some 1910 and 1920 if you have it. That was actually a surprising thing that she said. She was like, hey, maybe she's like, yeah, the 1915, she kind of knew about people blending it together. She's like, maybe we'll make that a distillery only release, like just finding the perfect proportion and doing a blend for distillery only, which is kind of cool. All right. The infamous D. Let's see if I like the D. Well, I like the D.
Gotta love the D.
Yeah. Oh. Getting some nice fruit and vanilla on this one, the nose here. Again, a little bit lighter, not super punchy, but.
Dustin, that's a great idea. A cask strength 1915 at the distillery.
Oh my God, dude. That's a brilliant idea. I gotta have to email her. Yeah, this almost is like has like a dusty note to it on D, which is kind of nice. Like older oak. But it definitely got some fruitiness, some vanilla. Good combination. A little bit of nuttiness there too, some almonds. All right, let's go for a sip. Oh, I like that on the palate. Ooh, that's nice. That's got a... What is that? That is way different than the other three in a good way. Man, it's like floral but fruity at the same time. It's got a little bit of like an old funk on it. Very unique. Way different than the other three. That might be, again, the infamous D might be the leader in the clubhouse when it comes to flavor. I just love the interesting of flavors in that one. I don't want to drink all of it, but I keep going back to it. It's got a nice proof to it. It's very fruity, extremely fruit forward. Getting a lot of apple, a lot of berries. Good proof point on this one. I like that one a lot. All right, guys, you heard it here. I like the D. Let's see. What else did I say? I said, let's see, fruity. I said, okay.
I think you said fruity, floral, vanilla.
Oh, apple. That's the note I called out on that one. That was the one I was missing. Apples. All right. Get another quick sip. Nothing wrong with the D. Hey, what's up? Mike Emmons in the house. Mike, I did get your email earlier. I will be sending out your coins tomorrow. I got like a bunch of more orders that came in real quick, so I always like to batch them together and do them all at once. So that's why there's a little bit of hold up in your coin, but it's on the way as of tomorrow. So, all right, let's go to E. Oh, E might be my favorite nose now. E's got some age on it, boy. That is some oak. That is some, man, is that a mix of sherry and bourbon? Maybe just sherry. This one's very rich. This is molasses and like dark honey, like super like rich maple syrup. Some fruit there as well too. Definitely some nuttiness. Maybe a hint of salt. Man. E. It's what's for dinner. Oh, wow. Yeah, E on the palate. That one gives me all the feels.
Nice.
All the good things. It's syrupy. It's sweet. Good finish. Really coats the palate nicely. Love the fruitiness of it. I get deep, rich vanillas. I get some carrot on there too a little bit. Tight, like a tiny hint of spice, but definitely get some really good oak profile in there too. It's a really nice balance of sweet oak. Seems like to have some good age on it. Yeah, I like E a lot. That one's really good. I think it's definitely the oakiest out of all of them so far, for me personally. All right.
There you go, Richie.
Let's see here. Zach Andrews, I think he's deciding what to pour. He said probably a Balcones. Cool. Richie Z says it ticks all the boxes. It does. E's really ticking all the boxes. Hey, what's up, Chris Beaton? How you doing, man? Hey, William Davilar's in the house. D8 still says we went very different in how we challenged him. I won't say much more, but when I went lower proof, but much more, but I went lower proof, for example. Yeah, Dustin gave me some lower proof ones, and you could definitely taste it. He mixed in some weird ones which I never tasted, including there was a whiskey in there. I think he picked it was all grain. It was a grain whiskey, and it literally tasted like whatchamacallit, like sun lotion, like suntan lotion. It was like coconut.
Oh yeah. Was it one of the hedonisms?
Actually, yeah, it was.
That's a coconut bomb. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it ended up being. Nice. Yeah, dude.
That's a great whiskey.
You know your scotches. Yeah, it was a pure coconut bomb. Like, dude, this pure coconut. I got a little pineapple too. It was very tropical.
Nice.
DA So says I could get you some E if you want it later. Thanks, man.
You guys making drug deals here?
I'll get you some E. I swear on the side. All right, so let's rank these. So E, I think, is easily my favorite. That one just really stood out. I'm going to go with B was my second place. Now it comes down. I got to kind of remember through these. Yeah, A had some really good flavor to it as well.
So you're EB so far?
So far I'm EB. That's first, second. There's really not a lot going on with C, so that's last. It's really between A and D now, vying for third and fourth place here. I mean, they're both kind of close when it comes to how much I enjoy them. It's just like one's a little bit fruitier, one's a little bit more smoke. I'm going to go with the smoke. I'm going to go A and then D. All right, so EB, A, D, C is my ranking. All right, so you're writing this down?
I'm writing it down, yeah.
All right. How would you rank them from your favorite to least favorite? All right, so let me write this down here. So this one was first. D was fourth. C was fifth. B was second. And A was third. Okay. All right, so now that I did that part, what's next, Mike? What do I do now?
Envelope number 2.
Envelope number 2.
This is the challenges.
All right, kitty time. It's challenge time, folks. Here we go. This is the part that makes me shaking my boots here. Oh, Jesus.
This is where you decide if you hate me or not.
Let's go around the world of whiskey. Oh, my God. Find the American single malt. Find the Indian single malt. Find the Japanese single malt. Find the Islay single malt scotch. Find the Speyside single malt scotch. Oh my God, dude. Are you kidding me?
So we never agreed it was going to be all scotches. It was a whiskey challenge.
Well, this is true. This is true. Okay.
Now, let me ask you something, though. So yeah. on your blind round through, were you thinking every one of these is a scotch, as you're tasting them? Because
I thought one of them could have been an Irish whiskey. So when we're thinking like, round the world scotches, I'm like, this can almost be like an Irish, the way it was like light and sweet, so it was interesting.
Because they all are single malt. So I mean, I think any of them, when you don't know what they are, could pass for a scotch. But then once you see what they are, you'll be like, oh yeah, I see, Yeah. I don't want to say much more.
All right. Yeah, so you guys Trev Wilson is like, I love to see Jason struggle. Yeah, because like when you when you guys watch me do bourbon blinds, I tend to do pretty good with those. I'll get stumped, a good amount of times with those too. But I tend to be able to call out some flavor profiles. But this is like a whole nother animal. So, but this is what I want to do. I wanted to learn here a little bit. So, okay.
I love bourbon, and when I was putting this together, knowing your audience, I thought about, okay, I could put a few bourbons in. I could go, real cheap, something like the old 6-year Heaven Hill, and then something really pricey. But I was like, man, Jason's done that a million times,
Yeah, no, I appreciate the thought you put into this. So, all right. Ah, dear Lord. All right. So C.
Zach, thanks, buddy.
Oh wait, should C be in last place? Yeah, C was last place.
Yeah, I have EBADC.
Yeah.
Edward Bravo Alpha Delta Charlie.
All right, so I'm coining D as the American single malt because that just has the American single malt. I don't know. There's a flavor with American single malt that I'm getting on D. It just reminds me of American single malts I've had, like from Colorado, from Virginia. There's just something about it. It's got a little bit of that cream soda, almost. It almost smells like effervescent to me. So I'm gonna coin D as my American single malt. Find the the Indian single malt. What?
Have you ever had an Indian whiskey before?
Yeah, I've only had one. I had a Paul John. So that's about the extent of my experience with Indian single malts.
Paul John is good stuff.
Yeah, it is. I remember enjoying it a lot, actually.
They have really nice reps, and I randomly ran into a couple of their reps at the Haymarket in Louisville last summer at like midnight.
Oh yeah, DH Silva. Yeah, I had a sample of the Porta Nova on a live, which I thought was an amazing whiskey, and that was the Amroot. Man, E. Okay, B. All right, well, I already guessed that one. So C. I think I'm going to say C is the Isla. It just has a smokiness to it that I would attribute to Isla whiskeys. Again, I mean, if it's a Japanese peated, it could be that too. But I'm gonna just going on what I know from specific scotches. That's what I'm calling out here. All right, E. E's got some proof to it. It's also got some really good fruit flavors. So I call out that one. So it's down to these three: Speyside, Japanese, and Indian. I'm going to say the A is the Japanese. I'm going to say the B is the Indian, and the A and the E is the Speyside. I'm not changing. I'm not going back. I'm sticking with it. All right. So I did that. So next step, Mike. So should I do the next go to the next envelope?
Yep. So the next one is the partial reveal, envelope 3, partial reveal. So I am blatantly stealing Roy's format here.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna know what they all are now, but you won't know which is which. So in this stage, you say, well, whenever you open it up, can you pick out which one is?
Oh, okay. Got it.
Can you pick out which one is the next one?
All right. No, this is good, man. This is good. I'm excited. This is good.
And I like the way you worked through that last round.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, like I said, I'm just going off of what I think I know, just based on flavor, sense. Going with my first instinct. I've seen too many people do Roy's blind and they second guess, then they go back and then they overthink it and then it's wrong. And that's, I mean, I could be wrong here, but I'd rather go with my gut rather than overthink something and, you know, you know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
All
well,
right.
like Roy says too, it's testing the whiskey, right?
Exactly.
It's totally blind. Yeah.
All right. Partial reveal. If time does not allow, feel free to skip the stage and go to the full reveal. No, we got time, man.
Yep. Looks like we got plenty
of time. All right. Can you identify Stranahan's single malt barrel cask strength? The Stranahans. All right. So I said that the single malt was D. So I'm going to guess that's this one. Yeah. Stranahan's has like a, I even said on my notes, apple, and I get so much apple cinnamon on Stranahan's. So that's what I'm sticking with that one. Jesus, Bunnahabhain 18 is in here. That's my favorite.
I know.
Oh my God. I definitely got that wrong.
Hey, this is the power and fun of blinds, man.
Oh, you threw Balvenie Peat Week in here? The one space side that's peated?
Hey, there's, well, yeah.
Oh,
there are other peated Highlands too, but yeah.
Okay. So that completely changes my guesses now. I think Stranahan's is the only one that I have that's a solid thing. Yeah.
Dustin, it's the new version.
It's the new, yeah, okay. So that's what I'm used to. I haven't actually had the new one. I have a couple
there you go.
I have a couple bottles of the old one, which is great. Okay, so Amrut Intermediate Sherry, Hakushu 12, Bunnahabhain 18, Balvenie Peat Week. Jesus. I'll say C is the Balvenie Peat Week. Because that was the only one. Oh, well, maybe not. I don't know. Let me go back to A, actually. Yeah, I didn't get a lot of peat in those two. I'll say C is the peat week. I'm sticking with A being the Japanese.
Dustin, you're right again, and it is the O2.
I think that's the I think C is the I'm sorry, I think A is the Hakushu. Now the Bunnahabhain 18 and the Amrut Intermediate Sherry. So there's a note on the Bunnahabhain here. Yeah. B for Bunna. And Amrut Intermediate Sherry, I'm going to go with E. All right. Sticking to it.
Stick with your gut.
Stick with my gut. Rebecca Page said, never had Bunna on my buy list, though. Yeah, Rebecca, I'm telling you, I tell everyone to try the Bunnahabhain 12 if they want to get into some scotches. I love it. I've converted more bourbon lovers to scotch through Bunnahabhain 12 and Spice Tree. Those are the two scotches that I've actually sat down with bourbon lovers and they have tried those, and it's actually kind of gotten them a little bit more into scotch. That's why it was on my list in that video that I did.
That was I have shared that video with a lot of people too. That's a good video.
Oh no, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenmorangie is the Quinta Ruben too. That also gets a lot of people in there. Surprisingly, if I went back to make that video again, I probably would have included the Tamdu batch proof.
Ooh,
because
that's a good one.
As good as I do love the Abalor, the Abunad, but there's something about that Tamdu that I don't know. It just whenever like a bourbon lover tries that one, they love the cast strength, they love the flavor of that one too. If I could go back, I probably might add that one too. And also the Dalwhinnie 15 because it's affordable. It's actually a pretty solid Scotch too. Mike M said I'll have to watch the Boonavid. All right. Hey, Tim Garges, thanks, man. He says, this is such a cool format. Well done. And Sunday Evening Scotch. Thanks, man.
Cheers, Tim.
Yeah, that's what this was set up for. So should I go to number 4 here?
Yeah, that's the full reveal. And if you like this format, the whole series of Aqvavitae's blind challenge videos are great. Look them up on YouTube.
Yeah, so again, for those of you that didn't hear it, so Aqvavitae, Roy, I'm wearing his shirt right here. He challenges some channels to do these blind challenges. He sets them up, sends them, and he does pretty much this format like Mike is doing with me tonight. The last one that did it was Bart over at Scotch Test Dummies, and he nominated me to get the next one. So I haven't gotten it yet, but Roy shot me a message last week, and he said that, hey, I'm about to send it out. I hope you're ready. And I'm like, holy crap, I need to prep for this. So hence, this is why this is happening tonight. I reached out to Mike. He has done a couple of these blind tastings with Scotch for Dummies with all 4 guys. And I figured this is the guy that I need to help me train for this. Also, Dustin in the chat, he did one with me. So I feel like I'm a little bit better prepared here. So we'll see. All right, full reveal. Here we go. Ba-ba-ba. Edward Fulmer says, my Scotch experience is limited to Glenlivet. Man, you got to expand, dude. Friendly. Oh, thanks so much, King Jack. Friendly reminder, everyone hit the thumbs up. Michael put a lot of work in this, so let's give Jason credit. Wait, Mash and Drum. Wait, does he channel some challenges or challenge some channels? Did I say channel some challenges?
Oh, for Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is, basically.
It's a great series.
Yeah. Whiskey homework. Love it. That's basically what it is. It's whiskey homework. It's the best.
Edward, that's tough. People are going to disagree on that. I think I like Ardbeg by a hair, but I love Lagavulin. I love Lagavulin too. Yeah,
I mean, it's like 2 shades of wonderful. I don't know which one you go with.
I like the briny, salty you get in Ardbeg a bit more.
Yeah, I think if you like a little bit more briny saltiness, go for Ardbeg. I also get a little bit more of a bacon punch in Ardbeg over Lagavulin.
Lagavulin's just a campfire. I mean, and they're 16, they're 12 cask strength, distiller's edition. Those are all wonderful.
Yeah. These are so interesting to watch. No, absolutely, man. Thank you so much, Zedman.
And cheers. Zedman's a friend of mine. He's in Australia. So good morning, Zed.
Wow. Good morning, Zed. That's awesome. Yeah. Steve A is doing a shame I can't do a proper slow clap emoji. Yes. I'll do it for you, buddy. Tom R says, I like Lager 8 over Ardbeg 10 until that bottle has been open for a while.
Interesting.
That's a good call. Lager 8 for me gets very fruity as it opens up, like all the Lagavulins. It gets more of a barbecued apricot or barbecued like fruits, whereas the Ardbeg for me, that does happen, but it keeps like that bacon, smoke, briny note that keeps me going back to Ardbeg. Nice to see Amroot is do well. Intermediate sherry do well. Real favorite. Have 5 or 6 Amroots in the bar. Nice. Peter. All right, here we go, guys. Ready for the full reveal? Let's do this. So I have to go back for my other challenges and see what I called out here.
And I've got your answers written down here too, so I got them handy for you too.
Okay, perfect. So I'll rely on you to kind of help me so we can get you involved here. Okay. So the full review. A, green was the Hakushu 12-year Japanese single malt. Did I get that right?
You did. In the second round.
In the second round, yes.
In the first round, you also got it right. Find the Japanese single malt. You got that one right.
I did. Shit. Yeah, look at that. All right. So I got the Hakushu 12.
Nailed it.
So score 1. So if this was Roy's Live, it'd be like ding. Got that one. B was the red, was the Bunnahabhain 18. Yes. I said it in the second round, but the first round got it completely wrong.
That's correct. Yeah, second round, you got it right. First round, no. So first round for the Isla, you guessed C.
Yeah, just because of the smoke.
Right.
Then I opened the other one and you threw Balvenie Peat Week in there. That really screwed me up.
I did give you the sweeter one. The 03 version is peatier.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, I'll give him it. And your notes on that were perfect. You're like, it's a subtle smoke. It's sweet. I think you mentioned honey.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I can't remember, but your notes were spot on.
Yeah. I mean, that was a nice curveball. So I appreciate that one. That was nice.
Brienne, definitely. Sorry, my wife in the chat says it's time to get another bottle of Amaru Intermediate Sherry. I agree.
Okay, so on the first one, I called out Bunnahabhain as let's see, that was the Isla single malt. I said that was C, which was off.
You get C for that, yeah.
Yeah, but on the second one, once I knew what they were, I got that right. So
you got it right. Yep.
Okay, so half wrong, half right. Okay, so C was the orange, was the Balvenie Peat Week. There you go. So
it makes sense for your Isla call.
Totally makes sense for the Isla call in the beginning, but then in the second round, when I got a second shot at it, I got that one right. So,
yep. When I was thinking too, so Roy might, I don't know if I'll try to trip you up. How there's Balvenie Peat Week, but then you've got Belecken, which is Edward Dower's peated line, which is very heavily peated. It's a Highland. I think Ardmore has some peated whiskeys out there.
Okay.
There are other, Ben Romick, Ben Ryack has some peated whiskeys out there. So there's a lot of peated non-Islas, non-Campbelltowns out there.
Okay. I always see the Ben Ryack. I have to maybe get into those and try those. They only offer a couple bottles here in Ohio.
Gotcha. It's good stuff.
Trev Wilson says, I love this format. It's awesome to see the progression of having no clue to finally figuring it out. Yeah.
Totally.
That's kind of the fun of it. I'm glad I'm doing better on the second round than the first round. But, when you see the first and second round, when it's what I think it is to what it actually is and what you picked, I'm actually kind of happy with my thought process because now it makes sense. Okay. So D, which I called from the beginning, was the Stranahan's American Single Malt pick. This was the half-liter barbecue pick in Indianapolis, American Single Malt. That thing was an American Single Malt all day.
Yes, and that's a wonderful pick. My buddy Carol picked up that bottle, and he gave me a couple 100 milliliter samples of it, and it's delicious. It was my first Stranahan's.
So I actually right up there. I have a Stranahan's single cast strength bottle that I got.
Yes,
and that thing is an absolute apple cinnamon bomb.
Yep.
So when I smelled the D. All apple cinnamon, all like that American single malt, that raw, that cream soda type note that you could really smell the graininess in it. That's why D stuck out. I had no doubt about that one. So,
it's wonderful, isn't it? You nailed that in the first and second round. You nailed that.
Yeah. So first, second round, I was good with that one. That leaves E, which was my favorite, which was the Amrut Intermediate Sherry.
Yeah.
So the Indian single malt originally, I called as B, which was the Bunnahabhain, because I thought E was actually being a Speyside because I didn't know that there was a peated Speyside in here. But when I went back around, so did I get all the second round right?
The second round, you nailed it. 5 for 5.
Holy shit!
And so your favorites, in order, your favorites were intermediate sherry number 1. This is in the blind round.
Okay.
Intermediate sherry, then the Bunnahabhain 18, the Hakushu 12, then the Stranahan's, then the Peat Week.
Wow.
EBADC. Yeah, that's right.
You know what?
I make a mistake.
You know what? If that Balvenie Pete Week was probably one of the Peter ones, I probably would have liked it more.
Yeah, you may have. You may have. The 03 is really, really nice.
Oh, Steve A said 8 out of 10. That's why I wanted a slow clap. Oh, okay. I get you now, Steve A.
I count 7, but that's close enough.
Yeah. Okay.
You got 2 the first round. You got the American single malt and the Japanese.
Okay. Yeah, the other 3 were off.
But you did great, man.
I did like the curveballs in there as well, though.
Oh, you mentioned that the Amrut, when you were drinking that one, you're like, okay, this has got some age on it, right?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the Indian single malts, Indian whiskeys in general, is that it's just like Texas, or Kentucky to a lesser extent. Stuff ages, quote, ages. It gets more oak on it quicker because it's so hot there.
Yeah, so Steve A said, didn't I get the Indian right? Well, I got it right on the second round, but not the first round.
Steve, I don't think so. I mean, it's totally possible I made a mistake, but I think he got the American single malt and the Japanese. I'll have to go back and watch the replay. You got 7 or 8. Someone else, if anyone else was jotting it down.
William Davilar says, "Oh, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. I love the Davilars. They're awesome. He says, amazing job, Jason. I appreciate that, man." Yeah, he says I'd have to go back. Well, on my notes here, I called out the Bunnahabhain at first in the first round as the Indian single malt. So yeah, I had the American single malt nailed.
That's what I have too.
And the Japanese nailed on the first 2. So that's 2. The rest I had all mixed up.
Yeah, you thought the Bunna was the Indian.
So that's 7. So I got 7 out of the 10 challenges. I'll take 70%. Shit.
That's pretty damn good, man.
Pretty damn good, man, for a guy that's not like super deep into Scotch. I tell you one thing though, I gotta find me an Amrut intermediate sherry.
Yes, it's wonderful. And I think someone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm not sure they still produce that.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, but it's out there. I still see it.
Gone. That sucks.
I see it. I see it out there though. Like I still
do. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is. So how old is the Amrut intermediate sherry then? About.
I'm not sure. I have to look that up. Oh, and it's an interesting cask process too, because it's called intermediate because they move. Oh, sorry. I should have.
Oh, that's what DHO says. Like I said earlier, I can get you one. Okay. Sold. Right. Sold. Edward Fulmer says JC knows his D. That's right. The Stranahan's immediate D. I knew that one. Tim Garges says, congrats, you win a bottle of Jephthah. Thank you, but you can keep it, Tim. I appreciate that. Rebecca, I may ruffle some feathers, but I just can't bring myself to drink Indian whiskey as dirty as their country is. What? The barrels are safe. It's okay.
The liquor is clean.
It's clean. Intermediate is not a core range Amrut, I don't think. Coming from Richie Z. Zedman says, I see a taste off between Drew and Jason coming. Oh, I'd be down for that. Spencer Maff says 70% is a C-, but okay.
Hey, you're still passing.
Yeah, it's still passing. Still passing. Let's see here. So now the interesting thing here is the proof points. So A, which was the green Hakushi, which is 43, that did come off a little bit light. The Bunnahabhain definitely had a little bit more bite to it. Balvenie Peat Week was 48.3, which is very surprising because that did not do a ton on the palate at all. That did not really bring a proof point like that I was expecting from a 48.3% Peat Week. Is that particular, is the 2002 one of the coveted ones or the favorites, or Is it kind of looked upon as a little bit weak, or what do you think?
Not really. I think it depends on the person. I like them both. The 03 is peatier, but the sorry, I think I'm unmuted.
No, I can hear you. You're good.
Okay. I can hear. Yeah, no, I like them both. The O2 is sweeter, less peatier. You got more honey and citrus and vanilla. The O3, I think, could be more, even though it's Highland Peak, could be more easily mistaken for an Isla.
Yeah, let me go to my notes here. Let's see. Slight smoke, light. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what I was getting. The Stranahan's was the 57.9%, which definitely has that bite to it, but it drank. I mean, that one was kind of easy for me to pick out. And the intermediate sherry, I think, just had everything I was looking for in a good Scotch. Obviously, so this particular one is a 57.1% ABV, and that thing was like syrupy. It was sweet. That thing was delicious.
Yes, it's wonderful. And I was just Googling too. The reason it's called intermediate is it starts in a mix of ex-bourbon and virgin oak. Then it gets transferred to sherry, and then it goes back into bourbon. So that's why they call it intermediate sherry. And in your notes, you were calling out, you said you picked up on sherry cask and bourbon cask.
Did I?
On the intermediate sherry. So well done.
Thank you, man. And I feel like the only reason why is because those are the Scotches that I'm drawn to. If it's not something super peaty, when I want to get something that's non-peated, I generally go towards a mix of sherry and bourbon aging, because I just like the balance of flavors there. I mean, that's my palate. Some people like complete sherry bombs, which I do like, but I like those kind of in moderation, whereas my palate tends to gear more towards sherry and bourbon together.
Totally. Yep.
So Mike, let me ask you, when it comes to Scotches, what is if you had to pick a region? I know they're all great. They all offer something different. But if you were stuck on an island and you can only take one region of Scotch with you, what would it be?
If I could only take one, man, that's tough, because I love it all.
Yeah.
I started out with Speyside and Highlands and then got into the PD Islas. Lately, I've been on a big Campbelltown kick.
Okay.
If I had to pick one, I'd probably go Highland. I know people in the chat are probably going to kill me for that, but there's just so much diversity. I can get my heavily peated Balekans, and there's a lot of peat choices. There's a lot of sherry bombs, good ex-bourbon casks. There's a lot of great Highlands. Thanks. I see Jason Coates agrees. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I want to say hi to Bill Balestri. I don't think I've seen him in the chat, but thanks for dropping in, man. Tom R says Lowlands get no love. So I've been asking about Lowlands lately. Kind of school me on Lowlands. What are some brands in the Lowlands that don't get a lot of love that have good stuff?
So I have Lowland is probably my least experienced region, but I have had several. I've had some Aqvavitae, which I've not been a huge fan of. There's something in there that just doesn't sit my palate. It's almost like chemically but Bladnoch is a Lowland distillery that's putting out some amazing stuff. Yeah, what else is low? Oh, Glenkinchie, I think is Lowlands. Pretty good. I think those are the only three I've had from that region. But Bladnoch Adela, 15-year-old with some ex-sherry in the mix, wonderful whiskey. If you can find that, snag it.
So many options from the Highlands. So Steve A is in agreement. I would say, yeah, I think from a selection standpoint, there are a lot of Highland options out there. Evening. Thanks for the hello. Yeah, absolutely, Bill. Thanks for dropping in. Daft Mill, is that a Lowland too?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's pretty coveted too. I've never had any Daft Mill.
Zach Andrews says Bladnoch 10 all day long. Peter White says Toshin sucks.
Aqvavitae. Yeah, they.
Aqvavitae. Okay.
I'm not a huge fan. I look, their stuff sells. I have seen people on Scotch Addict and other places that love it. If that's your palate, that's awesome. No right or wrong answers.
Mark G is taking Campbelltown to the island with him.
I love Campbelltown. So good.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Campbelltown, some of their stuff, it's so unique. I mean, there's just such a unique flavor characteristic to their stuff.
Yes.
So the Amrun Intermediate Cherry. Dustin's gonna get me a bottle of that, apparently. Boonhaven 18. So this is cool. So this is the new one you sent me?
This is the new, yes. So it's different.
All right.
There's less older in the mix, but it's still really good. I still really like it.
Because I haven't had the new one yet. So I want to actually gonna grab my old one and I'm gonna compare. So feel free to talk to
there you go.
Yeah, feel free to talk to the chat.
There are a couple things out in the chat I wanted to comment on a minute ago. Dustin, I like the O2. Dustin says nobody likes the O2. The O3 would get my win too, but I actually like the Balvenie Peat Week O2. George, yes, the Stranahan's is a store pick here in Indy. It's all sold out. I think my buddy Carol actually got the last one like a month after it went on sale. You go in and grab it. But those store picks I've heard are all pretty damn good.
Yeah, the Stranahan store picks, every one I've had, most of them that I've had, if you like apple cinnamon on a whiskey, then you'll love Stranahan's. Not only just the core range, but the cast strength picks are just like apple pie in a bottle.
Nice. Jared asked, "My more into Scotch or Wild Turkey?" Both. I'm currently drinking.
Oh, now we're rare, dude. You're just moving along the whole Wild Turkey line tonight.
Man, I am a turkey fan.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna send you some Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye.
Oh, I would love that
as a thank you because, like I said, it's a spicy meatball, as I like to call it, as I told Jackie today.
Nice.
All right, so this is the old bottle of Boonhaven 18. The new one has a blue sticker on it, which I've seen. So this is the old, and this is the new, and this is the old. So let's want to do a quick. I've always wanted to do this because I've never had to buy the new one because I have the old ones.
Lucky, man.
Yeah, the old one just seems like it's got a little bit more age on it. Is that the general? Is that the general consensus that
there's older whiskey in the mix?
Yep, it's older. Yeah,
I mean that's what I hear. I can't confirm, but that's what everybody says.
Like the newer one, I think is brighter on the nose. You get like more of that fruit flavor on the nose. You get a little bit that chestnut and the that roasted chestnut note that you get. But on the older one, it's just a little bit more. Some more oak influence. It just seems a little bit deeper and richer. Oh, that is one of my favorites. Yeah, it's just chestnuts and raisins and oak and it's so good. Let's go to the other one, the new one now.
Yeah, I didn't realize you'd never had the new. Although now I'm glad I sent it to you so you can compare.
Yeah, totally. It's not that it's bad. It's just it's delicious. And obviously I picked it second, but when you compare it to the old one, it definitely tastes a little bit younger.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's not as rich and it doesn't have as much depth as the old one does. I still have a half a bottle of this one and then I have a backup. So
why don't you drop me a sample of that? I haven't had that in a long time.
I'll drop you a sample of this too. Absolutely.
Thanks, man.
I'll send you this in the Rare Breed Rye. That'll be awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, everyone definitely hit that like button if you could. Appreciate everyone hanging out and watching this this blind challenge tonight. 7 out of 10 questions ain't bad. What do you think? Do you think I'm ready for Roy a little bit?
Dude, I think you were ready before before Dustin's, but now you're even more ready.
All right, I'm definitely ready. So all right, guys. Well, with that, it's 10 o'clock. It's an hour. I'm gonna call it a night a little bit. Already had a live stream today. Did a double dip. But I appreciate you so much for putting this together, Mike. I really can't thank you enough for challenging me. This was awesome. I can't wait to do the real thing with Roy's. I definitely feel like I'm a little bit more comfortable now doing this.
Nice.
I want to thank everyone from the chat for hanging out and watching, and also for watching earlier if you were on during the Jack interview. Next week we'll be live again. Not sure what I'm doing, but I may have another announcement for another guest coming on soon. But definitely, just keep watching, subscribe, keep subscribing. Thank you again, Mike. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's people you share with. So cheers. Where's my Amroot? I'm sorry.
E.
Yeah. Where's my E?
It's gonna be purple. Purple E.
I'm gonna finish tonight with my purple. Cheers, guys. I will see you next week on Master Drum. Take care.